It's raining men. Hallelujah. It's raining men. Amen.
Absolutely soaking wet.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the No Chaser podcast. We out here from the podcast. We out here from the Spotify studios in Los Angeles. Thank you for letting us record. We are in a transitional time of the No Chaser podcast. We're trying to find our home base, but we're here. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
And we have our very special homegirl and guest, sex and relationship expert, podcaster, YouTuber. You see her on mad random reality shows.
Yes.
Make some noise for ShanBoody.
Thanks.
What's up, man?
I am on a lot of random stuff.
You
Today
are.
at daycare, I dropped my kid off, and they're like, "I saw you on TV," and I was just blank. I was like, "What was this?"
You're like, what was it? Was it Love is Blind? Love
Yeah.
is Deaf? Circle Love? Square Love? Which one was it?
The island one.
which island? Just
Exactly.
out of
Was
curiosity.
it Love Archipelago? Love Peninsula? What was it?
You guys are really funny. I want to say that. It's just such a skill to be that quick-witted. Really great.
Thank you. These are all. That was a whole bit I prepared for you right now.
It was well done. It felt off the cuff.
I also apologize for we're trying to figure out the lighting in here too. So if you watch this and you don't like the way the light is on your face,
I'm way more attractive. That's what he's trying to say. I swear to God, she's way hotter than this.
she's totally
Like,
cute.
She's totally way
If we
hotter.
did this right, y'all would be liking her right now. I promise.
And I also apologize. You thought you would have your legs highlighted.
Oh, yeah.
But they are. Can you see that in camera, my guy? Okay, so we have Boudram lotioned up, oiled up her legs because she thought they would be seen today. So we wanted to make sure they get seen. So I appreciate.
It's very chilly today too. So this was like a measured decision of like, am I gonna look stupid? You know what I mean? You know when you're dressed sexy but it doesn't suit the weather, so then you lose all the points you would have gotten from looking sexy because now you don't look functional.
Yeah,
That's where I was at.
Happens
Guy,
to me all the time.
yeah, we always kind of actually true because guys will be like, "Oh, it's 70 degrees out. I could layer up. I throw this hoodie on, throw the fucking denim over the hoodie, and you leave the house and now it's 85. You're like, fuck."
It's like, do I be cute and sweaty? Or do I hold this jacket?
Yeah. Or the worst is when you gotta hold the jacket and you did not think you'd be taking the jacket off. And you have a
Shirt.
dumb undershirt. Oh, Boudram.
Oh,
I've had these like an undershirt that like maybe the bottom of it comes where you want it to, but the sleeves are like a girl t-shirt that cut across. Oh, it's the worst.
a little
so
hole
funny.
somewhere that's really noticeable. Oh, bad.
Well, thanks for coming.
It was really cool that we could have this moment in reverse that I thought you couldn't identify, but you perfectly could, just in a very different way. So I just want to
like
point that
yes,
out.
but no.
Yeah. Same, but different.
It's good to just see you.
We're on same right now.
In what way?
Two in this,
That was a
Yeah.
big reason why I wanted you here.
but we are same but different because I'm 2 and through. And you're 2 and what to do next.
Look, potentially, man. We'll
I don't know.
We'll see where it
Let
goes.
me tell you something that I've found out.
Please.
The women win. Every single couple that I know
Mhm.
where the men are done having kids and the women want more,
Mm-hmm.
4 months later, 8 months later, we're pregnant again. And then I have this moment with a dude because he told me he did not want any more kids. And I'm like, you lost. I had that actually just before I came here.
Because they're not playing to win.
You
Get a
definitely,
vasectomy.
true.
That's how you win.
I know somebody who had to have theirs reversed.
Ooh, I heard
Which-
that's painful.
Pulled him by the ear.
Yeah.
To the fucking operator room.
They lose.
Man. Well, you know what? Not gonna lie. Because I had told Chia when we were ready to have the second one, I was like, "Now, are you sure? Veda's dope. I'm an only child. I turned out great. I loved my experience. Are you sure I know the plan. You wanted like 4, but I'm cool with just Veda, man."
You absolutely talked her into another one.
How?
I'm an only child. I turned out great. It's like, oh, fuck no. Not creating another one of these.
But but
You're going to have more than 2. Chia was very clear with me
when though?
when she had Veda.
I
She said
know.
we're going to have an army.
Pero look, Shannon Boudram, this second one, we are very tired. I don't remember. I remember being tired with Veda, but I don't remember being this tired. You know what I'm saying? And people always say, yo, that second one's totally different than the first one. And I thought that was just like, just people being silly, exaggerating. But this motherfucker is different, man.
Yes.
Like the way he cries, the amount that he cries, the way he shits, like completely. There was one night he shitted, and I'm like, Veda hasn't shitted this much her entire life. This is completely different. So I thought it'd be dope to have you on because, for one, this is the only way we catch up with our friends anymore. We invite each other on each other's podcasts. And two,
which I have a podcast actually I want to pitch to you too. I've been asking you. I stopped asking you because you're not coming. You set me, first of all, when I asked Rick, which was so unfriendly of you, I said, come on my podcast. He gave me a date 3 months out.
Hey.
He's busy, man.
Okay. And then when that date came, neither one of us said anything. It came and went. I'm like, I got it. And then you haven't brought it up since. So,
well, listen, that was a bad time in my life, Shannon.
I know.
So
that's why I wanted you.
I wanted to exploit that.
I want to milk it.
And I didn't want to let you.
What you were saying?
Yes, I have a topic I wanted to bring up for you, but I wasn't saying, I was cutting you off.
Oh, okay. And I wanted to say, well, I forgot everything now that you cut me off. So
you said you wanted to have me here because you're struggling.
And also because, you are a new mother of two, fairly new. How old is the second one?
7 months.
7 months. And so, I just wanted to compare notes, see if you had any tips for me, see how your experience is going. Because, we've kind of been along the same path, right? Me and Chia have always kind of been like a few months behind y'all.
You used to be ahead of me. Because you got married first.
Facts.
Yes, this is true.
And then y'all just jumped the gun, man.
And then now you're going to just keep on surpassing me because when you got kid number 3, number 4, number 5, and I'm back here at 2, I'm turning to you like, what is it like to have a mini circus?
Look, when she is ready for that third one, we're going to have a sit-down conversation. make sure everybody feels the same way here.
Get somebody else to
You're
do it.
You're going to lose.
Get somebody else to do
you'll
it.
Look. Look, I know. I think it's that first couple months is kicking my ass a little bit.
Yes.
And because it is just it's the worst part. You know what I'm saying? And it's even I think we touched on this on the last You and Me episode, but I think it's just different because first baby, even though you're fucking exhausted, you're like, oh my God, this is so precious. This is my first time experiencing any of this. Now with fucking Q, I'm like exhausted and I'm like,
been there, done that, pal.
I did this already. I'm like, God.
It's getting old. It's getting old.
Like, okay, man, can you relax, please? And you're also like, he's not gonna remember none of this shit, man. Like, let me just put him down. At first, it's like, I'm gonna rock Veda till she falls asleep. Now I'm like, man, he's sleepy enough. So it's different, I know once he starts to get past this crazy period where Chia's pumping and we can finally sleep train, it's gonna be different, right? I will actually, get back into the swing of things. So I want to ask you, man, how's your experience with that second baby?
It gets better.
Yeah.
It just does. And I just want to say that. It actually depends, though, on the order of kids. So I have the perfect baby second. I had the shitty, crazy baby first. So I always wonder about that, how different our experience would be because we couldn't do basic things with Ryu, like go to restaurants, pass her off to other people, like, even like date nights, because she was just so terrible. You just felt so bad. She cried. I literally Googled, I couldn't tell you how many times, like, how normal is crying? Like, how many hours a day are you supposed to cry? Like, how soon should I be doing this? Like, I was always Googling, like, is this normal with Ryu? I never do that with Zaya. Perfect baby. So my experience is that, like, yes, it's challenging with sleep because the one is like, she's getting up every couple hours.
Yeah.
Are you getting up too, or are you just letting Chia do it?
Well, here's also the difference where, for Veda, Chia was like primarily breastfeeding at the teat, right? And I was trying to stay awake with her, but most of the time I'd be like, I ain't nothing I can do, man.
Right,
Peace,
like...
I'm going to sleep. Now, because we're on a different schedule, because it's different because we have hyper little Veda running around. Chia's more pumping to just get her get her body used to it again, and then so I'll feed with the breast milk or with formula. And so I get up to help feed, and Chia will pump. So I'm up, you know what I'm saying? Unless she's like, all right, I'll do the feed. I'm like, all right, man, I'm out, right?
Yes.
So I feel like I'm sleeping less this time around.
Yes.
So it's we figuring it out, man.
We had a friend actually who he DM'd me because they had 2 kids, and I was like, congratulations. Before we had Zaya, before she was even, I think, conceived.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, pass this message on to Jared. Don't have another one because it's more work for the dad.
Oh, Lord. Well, look at that.
So it was cool when it was all on them.
Yeah. Now there's 2
I got
of them.
to do shit now.
Well, you have to because you got to
I'm out
step
here.
in. But Veda was a good baby.
She was very pleasant.
So Q was crazier.
Q is on some other shit. Yeah. I mean, I love him. I love him.
Love him. Amazing.
I love him. But even the way he's just so ravenous. You know what I'm saying? Veda took the titty in her mouth, was chilling. Q, the titty will be right there. Or the nipple of the bottle. And he's like, like, I'll be trying to hold him. He's like wriggling out of my arms. Like, dude,
Yeah,
relax. God.
We had so much PTSD from trying to put her to sleep. Like with her, there was a very specific order things had to be done in. And heaven forbid, like you forgot one of the elements, you're starting all over again. We stopped having Ryu nap before 1 year old.
Really?
Because it was so annoying putting her to sleep that I was like, I'm not spending this much time harassing myself. You're just up till midnight and then you'll fall out.
Well, I'm going to take a nap, baby.
Yeah,
You do what you want.
it was nuts. So the second one is just like, it depends. But I just think when people say it's worse, you're not spending any more time. You still, regardless of the fact the quantity and the involvement might be a little harder, but the quality of time is the same.
Yeah.
The quality is higher because you have to be focused on 2, but the quantity is the same. So I don't think it's harder. And it depends on your kid. Ryu, I can tell, needs a buddy. So I'm like, she doesn't do anything independently. Now, watch TV. I saw Veda on the iPad. This kid has no interest in the iPad.
Really?
Because she's like, and then like, fix it. I'm like, just stay on one app. You won't have this problem. She can't be on YouTube because she's zooming around too much and just constantly needs engagement. Doesn't do nothing independently. So needed a buddy. It's going to work out great. I hope the same for you.
Do y'all never got 2 things that match? Kool-Aid, no sugar. Peanut butter, no jelly. Ham, no burger. Well, DoorDash grocery delivery is exactly what you need to get what you need right when you need it. Now, you've trusted DoorDash to deliver your restaurant favorites, but now you can get your groceries delivered too. With thousands of grocery stores to choose from, you'll find the best in your neighborhood and boost your local economy with each and every order. You'll get exactly what you ordered, or they'll make it right. So sit back and enjoy quality groceries just like you picked them yourself. And right now, you can get 50% off your first DoorDash order up to $10 value when you use code CHASER at checkout. Limited time offer, terms apply. That's 50% off up to $10 on a $15 minimum subtotal and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code CHASER. Don't forget, that's code CHASER for 50% off your first order with DoorDash.
Yo, summer's coming. Are you ready to unveil your beach bod? Well, Manscaped is here to ensure your body is ready for the wild with their game-changing full-body grooming and hygiene products, okay? Don't be the guy at the beach with Austin Powers chest hair. And if you grew some winter man tits, the least you can do is make sure they're hairless, all right? It's time to get ready for a hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code NOCHASER20, all right? Now look, we all know when you got a nice little smooth situation, it makes you more confident. And even if you got some well-groomed hair and pubes, you just feel more presentable for when you are approaching the ladies or the men in your life, right? Manscaped is dedicated to helping you increase your confidence and level up your full body grooming game with the Performance Package 4.0, okay? Whether you're trimming your chest or the treasure chest in your pants, this is the best trimmer on the market. I use it. For real, I use it in the shower to keep my pubes looking just kempt and put together. I'm not showing anybody anymore, all right? But I still keep it looking sexy, you know what I'm saying? So having the right tools for grooming is essential. Do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for the job. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code NOCHASER20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code NOCHASER20 at manscaped.com. Wink.
Do y'all think there's any truth to it being like, because you know how they say one is and one isn't, but a lot of times they say when they're crazy little, they grow up to be the smoother one, like in their middle school to teen years, and you don't have to worry. And then the ones that were smooth as a baby is the ones that give you the real problems when they're like school age. You think there's any truth to that?
I don't know. My dad was like, I want to live until Ryu's 18 just to see how terrible her life. She makes your life. And she's an amazing kid. We brought her to Soho House last night.
Yeah.
I really feel like we ordered the babies we got.
Yeah.
And with Ryu, we're like, we want like an aggressive tomboy, really outgoing, really physical. And we got that.
Yes,
and then
it's
she was so crazy. Like, yo, this second one better be fucking quiet.
Yeah.
That's it. That's our order for you. Like, be quiet, be chill, go with the flow.
You know, I feel like, man, with my current children, the vibe, honestly, even though Q is only like 3 weeks,
So crazy.
I still feel like this is gonna be the vibe, right? Like where Veda is super chill, but also mad emotional, super fun, and like quirky in the best ways. I still see that. I still see her going into that. Q, even though I feel like, I have no idea what he's gonna be like yet. I still feel like he's gonna be the one that's like, still like the energy's gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I think the opposite. I think Veda is gonna be bad because you are a sap. And I think Q is going to be the overachiever because nobody loves him. Assholes.
I love him. I really do. I do.
Only 8th grade.
Dude, look, you know, we've had this conversation before. I really struggle, Boudram. And let me ask you this, how you feel about this too, right? Where I do have a difficult time just saying no to Veda at all, right? That's my baby girl. I want to give her everything, and I do, right? And then, but this Uber driver one time dropped a fucking little bomb on me that has always kind of stayed with me, where he's like, hey man, look, with my first daughter, you know, she had me wrapped around her finger, and I know it's difficult, but you can't do that because what you're doing is you're setting her up for pain in the future. And I was like, oh, shit. And then immediately, you know, you think of like the girls you know now who are grown but weren't told no.
Yes.
So now they feel entitled to everything, and they get confused when they're in these relationships and they don't want to compromise. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, what's wrong with these dudes when they're the ones that just refuse to admit anything wrong, you feel me? So I'm like, God. And some people would argue like, nah, you're setting her up to have the best expectations and to have a guy that's gonna, you know, just take care of her and give her everything she needs and wants. But I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, nah, man, I know annoying ass, entitled ass women. And it makes sense, you know? So how you feel about that in terms of like spoiling your daughter specifically, you know?
I love the Will Smith parable of love about, it's about the gardener to the seed relationship.
Okay.
So you have to know what the seed is. Are you growing a flower? Are you growing a mustard tree? Are you growing a zucchini? So once you know that, then you dictate the environment to suit what they're ultimately supposed to become, right? You can't make a mustard tree into a rose. You can't make a rose into eggplant. So I think once you kind of acknowledge that, like, where do I see them going? Because some kids might require that. I know for my daughter, same thing. It is like very hard to get her to do stuff. I felt this really with food because we had all these rules of like no sugar, no processed foods. But then you do it because it's funny. So you're like, try some ice cream. Look at their brain explode. Like, try this like sugar thing. And then next thing you know, you cannot get them to eat vegetables. And so it's like you're saying yes to them because it's easy in the moment, but you're setting them up for defeat down the line. But you just have to know, my kid, again, she's crazy, but she's also very socially aware and likes people to like her. So
Mm.
she'll do a lot and go very far, but if she notices that it's not giving her a good feedback loop, she'll pull it back. So I don't feel bad. I see a regulation system within her. So if you see that within Veda, then why is it so wrong?
Word.
Right?
Yeah.
If you don't see that and you see that she takes things too far and like doesn't care about
Mhm.
anything or anyone or the repercussions of her actions, that's when you have to start being a bit more manual. But
Facts. Okay, that makes sense. Because even though, I do have a difficult time telling her no, and sometimes, and Chia will get mad at me because Chia gets mad at me and Chia's dad. Because when it's time to put her down for sleep, Chia's like 3 stories, then we're out no matter how much she whines and complains, right? Me and Chia's dad, we be in there for like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
When we're like, all right, time to get in the sack. And she's like, no, what? She's like, she'll point to, the Baby Shark book. She's like, Sharkies. Like, okay, one more. We're in there forever, right? And she's like, you can't do that. We're like, oh, right? But I did notice one time, Veda was giving me a difficult ass time during the bath, right? Because I was trying to brush her teeth and she was just being annoying, right? Wouldn't let me do it. And I, for the first time, I think maybe even ever, got visibly frustrated with her. I was like, and I was like, all right. And I just kind of like, she could tell I was irritated, I
that
think.
was the first time.
I mean, that I really let her see it.
Wow.
Because, super sad. Because I try to be very like gentle with her, right?
Wow.
And then and afterwards, after the bath, I got her out. She was like ran to me and was like a little more clingier than usual because I think she knew that she pissed me off.
She pushed you too far. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. So she gets it, right? And that's the thing too. She also knows she can push shit with me as opposed to with her mom.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? With me and Chia's dad, Tata. She knows that she can get away with a little more. So she'll fuck around. You know what she did the other night? Let me tell you something, Boudram. She's so fucking smart. So, we already changed her diaper and shit before bedtime. I'm reading the stories. I'm like, all right, Mama, it's time to get into your little sleep sack, right? So I'm like, all right, sacky time. So she farted, right? But she knows now that when she shits, it's time for a diaper change.
Yes.
So she farted and she held onto her butt. She was like, diaper change? I'm like, did you poop? She's diaper change? I'm like, you didn't poop. I sniff. I smell the fart. I'm like, did she shit? I'm like, God. Unzip her onesie. Check that. Just a fart. Zipped her back up. But she's prolonging.
Yes.
So then I laid her down. She farted again. She's like, diaper change? I'm like, Veda, don't play with me. Did you poop? Diaper change? I'm like, you didn't. Did you poop? Now she's getting like another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
God.
So smart.
Goddamn kid.
And like that's a different, I don't know. Who's to say? I just don't really feel like there's like a strong manual, but you could take a bunch of pointers in, take a lot of perspectives in, and then apply it to what you know about your kid accordingly. There was this thing, I wish I wrote it down, but it was like the 3 things that consistency is really important. I'm not going to finish this thought because I don't know where I'm going. So let's end there.
Hell yeah. So as far as I love that because there's so many
fucking great.
Because I want to do that so much and I always bullshit my way through it.
Other people would have mumbled something at least. It's there. Consistency. Actually, never mind. That's it.
That's beautiful.
There's a 2 and a 3. Don't remember.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. Since it wouldn't be a Boudram conversation without talking about the dirty titty fucking. All right.
Oh God.
But how about as far as the intimacy with you and your husband?
Better.
Now
Much
that y'all got
better.
2 babies.
Much better.
How and what changed and what am I supposed to do because she? No, I'm just playing.
So why do you still like him? What is he doing that I'm not doing?
I feel like it's true. People say that the biggest difference is from 0 to 1. And after that, we actually went away to Colombia and there was this dad with 8 kids.
Oh shit.
And then he was like, to be honest with you, after 3, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's just the same. So I just feel like 0 to 1 was really hard because it was figuring out our flow. It was the resentment. It was the like, why am I doing more than you? Like, why are you not? And it was just a lot of different stuff was happening. And so we had a more difficult time like finding our way back to each other or finding at the end of the night, like peace in our time together. But now I think I know. It was so much better after the second. I think we're just aligned in a different way. And
Okay.
I don't know. Sex is like Jared calls it like the fuck you hours.
Okay.
So when the kids go to bed, you're so tired, it's
Mhm.
easy to just go to sleep.
Yeah.
But he talks about like when he was, going through his like super poor phase, you have like 3 jobs at a certain point in your life.
Okay.
And you're like, I could just spend my whole life going from one minimum wage job to the next and then go to sleep. And then it's like, nah, I got to fight back and say, fuck you to life. I'm going to stay up and watch this Netflix special. I'm going to
Word.
go to the club. I'm going to go and do something for me, right?
Right.
And so we have like those dedicated hours where like we should sleep, but we're like, no, fuck you, life. Like
Okay.
doing something for us.
No, I'm gonna fuck you.
Really,
Yeah.
literally. And so I think that we kind of have those hours now. And like, that's just something that we know that we do during that time.
Okay. That's so funny because I think it's going to come down for me and Chia. It's going to come down to being like, all right, we're super tired. Are we going to watch this new episode of The Last of Us?
I know.
Or are we going to make sweet love?
Man.
That's why you can only
Reverse
have one
cowgirl
show
with
at a
the TV
time.
on.
Really?
I need to focus.
You got to have one. Right now, our show is Snowfall.
Yeah.
That's truly it. Because it takes us 3 days to finish an episode.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I say the big change of events too. You got to film yourself having sex and then look back at how long it took. Because I think in your mind, it's like, this is a 2-hour commitment. But if you actually film yourself, you got everything in, sometimes in like 12 minutes. It's like, I got 12 minutes, you know?
I'm not going to argue with
I
that.
love Shannon. My favorite robot.
That's saying a lot today.
Let's break down how long it actually takes.
Yeah.
See if we can squeeze that in there. Like, yo, this.
Yeah, you don't be back there that long. We can do this.
Oh, if I'm back there, we can knock it out in 5.
As I said, reverse cowgirl with the TV
No,
on.
the other day we were having sex and he was like, how many strokes till I come? And I was like, I'm going to actually guess. And so we counted it out. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a big part, I think, of it.
That's fun.
I love
Yeah.
it. That's great, man.
In a disrespectful way, I guessed 32. It was- or maybe I was trying to credit myself. I don't know.
And what was the actual number?
I lost count.
Oh,
so
damn.
that was good.
Nah, he was cheating.
37.
He was like, oh, 32?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this tiny one real quick. Beat this number real quick. Because the long ones are the strong ones. You feel me?
man.
A lot of times, like if the long strokes, I'd be like, oh God, all right. I shouldn't have started with the long
The
ones.
voice changed. Oh, God. Oh.
Oh, that's funny.
That's cool, man. Look, I love that for you guys because, I think that is a big issue because it's like you're just with the babies, you just be so tired, and y'all are done. Y'all are done with the
Jared's
babies.
vasectomy.
Oh shit!
I have an IUD in.
Mhm.
All bases covered.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have you ever seen that? There's that picture of the little baby that's born
Coming out with the IUD.
with
in
the
hand.
IUD.
Yes.
With the IUD. God. And how was your birth?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I would give birth right now. I would never be pregnant again in my life, ever. It was the worst experience. I hate it. But
Yeah.
I will give birth right now.
Word.
It's that epidural, baby.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to come with a brand deal. I'm
Epidural
ready.
brand deal?
I'm ready for that.
Just taking them.
I will.
No pregnancy. Just-
So check this out. I'm gonna get my whole bottom half tattooed with this epidural today.
I really would. It's a beautiful medical advancement that, it was a great experience. And you know what the first person said to me was Gio,
Mm.
Bart Kwan's wife.
Yeah.
In case anybody doesn't know. But Gio was like, it's amazing. Get the epidural. It's an incredible time. And that's
Did you not
exactly
do
how
it the
I felt.
first time?
I did it both times.
Oh, okay.
But the first time I also got induced. And so I
Mm.
had some medical complications because of that. But this time it was nothing. And Jared wasn't even there for the birth.
Oh right, COVID. Yeah.
No, he went on tour.
Oh,
so-
for the birth of
Oh,
the
yeah.
second one.
Yeah, so it was just me and my sister.
Oh shit.
Which we were cackling. We had so much fun. It was bare jokes.
right,
Like,
because you were numb and shit.
you know what? Actually, this is not a funny story, but I'll tell it to you guys anyways.
Okay.
But we were like, Jared missed the let me just tell 2 quick stories.
Mhm.
So Jared had to fly back in order to be there for the birth. So I went to Everyday People. You know that party in LA? It's the black. You guys know Everyday People?
We haven't gone to parties in a long time.
Okay, it's a very big party in LA.
Yeah.
So I went to that party. Beyonce album came out. Danced this baby out. That night, I'm like, I think I'm in labor.
Yeah.
So I called Jared. I'm like, I think I'm in labor, but it takes a long time.
Yeah.
Go to the doctor that morning. I'm like, I need to know because Jared has to fly back.
Yeah.
This white doctor comes in, fine as ever. Like, where's the cameras? Fine. But he checks my vagina
Yeah.
and he was like, you're dilated, but you probably have a wide vagina from having a baby already. So I think you're like not actually in labor. You'll give birth in 2 weeks. I gave birth that night, mind you. I had to come back to the hospital because I don't have a wide vagina.
Right.
For the record.
So
So he missed the birth. So
Mhm.
we thought it would be funny, me and my sister, if we told Jared that like we already named the baby because he missed it.
Okay.
So what was the name that we came up with? It was like Stony or something like that, or Stewie. I
Okay.
can't remember what, but we went as far as like writing it on the birth certificate in pencil.
Oh my God.
So when he came, we thought it'd be so hilarious. Like we've already named the baby, and we
Yeah.
were cackling the night before coming up with fake names.
Yeah.
He was so hurt and offended.
I bet.
It did not go well,
Yo.
literally at all.
He punched both of y'all.
Yeah.
Should have named him after the fine ass doctor.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say when you said we had to go back to the hospital. I thought I had to go back to let this doctor know.
Yeah.
Look, man, my vagina is
Yeah.
not wide like that.
I wish that he saw later that I was in labor, but he
Right,
probably
right.
didn't know. And I hope he hears this podcast.
That's so funny. I love that there was no follow-up to that part. Like, I thought that was going to come back.
No,
That's
no,
just-
no.
There's
So
a
you know.
reason why I'm saying he's fine as fuck.
No.
Did you get to talk to Chia at all about this second birth we had?
No, I have to do that. And I have to watch the video and all those.
So we haven't. By the time this drops, yeah, our birth video about the second baby will be out. But long story short, Chia did not get her epidural for the second one.
Mhm.
Eh,
I did see that on Instagram. That
Yeah.
it came too quick.
Yeah, and that was not her plan at all because she's team epidural. You know what I'm saying?
And it seems like it's all in Q style.
yeah, man, I'm telling
Like,
you,
I'm
man.
ready.
Rick, look, man, it's not my fault, bro.
Maybe they just thought she had a wide vagina. That makes sense twice.
Yeah, I guess so, man. But it just, so it was completely not what we had intended. But, she had thugged it out, man. Like, it was crazy. Like,
Did you hear it? Was it like, because
which
my
part?
birth was whisper quiet.
Word? Oh,
Yeah.
no. Chia screamed bloody murder. Chia screamed like literally, like someone was stabbing her guts. Yeah, in the bad way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was like I've never heard her scream like that before. And luckily our
How did you feel
How did I feel?
when like someone's screaming like that?
Well, here's what's funny, right? And I talked about this in our birth video. If you haven't watched it yet, it's up now. Where as a man, you want to be there mentally for your wife, right? But I didn't know what the fuck to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, so our doula was there, locked in with Chia. They're like, as soon as they were like, you're not getting epidural, Chia's like low-key panicking, right? Our doula's like, you got this. You're made for this. Your body was made for this. You can do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and when Chia was first beginning to tell the story, she's like, I don't know where Tim was. I think Tim was in the corner somewhere. I was literally right next to them. But Chia was so focused on our doula, she didn't know. So I'm like, they're locked in. And I'm like, say this is Chia. They're locked in. And I'm like, you got this, babe. You're good. It's nothing. I didn't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? So
Just the hype man. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Come on. So, as far as how did I feel, I'm concerned because I knew that Chia wasn't necessarily ready for that, but also I'm just trying to figure out how to be supportive, right? And the whole experience was so much more intense than Veda's. I definitely got a little more emotional. Like I didn't tear up for Veda. I did tear up for Q because it was like, oh God. That was crazy, So
Tear up. It's the best you could do.
oh, I did not. I didn't. It didn't. I just teared up. Yeah,
Oh, okay. You got misty.
I got a little misty. Yeah,
Mhm.
I thought I was gonna cry for Veda. Everyone says like, "Oh, birth of your first child, you're gonna cry." Every man cries, but it was more so like I was still processing. It was like, "Whoa, what the fuck? What just happened?" You know what I'm saying? I don't think it sunk in until like a week later.
Yeah. And here
So-
you are 3 weeks later. That's nothing. That's nothing. And you're back.
I'm back. We're gonna make 3 more.
Yeah, for sure. Make eye contact with me. It's definitely going to happen. I just want you to like accept that reality.
I mean, or maybe
Nope.
Now, maybe that natural birth scared her off.
Chia did say that. She's like, "Look, man,
I know somebody who had 10 kids and they said the 6th one, they were driving to the hospital and they hit a bump and it just shot right out.
Ooh,
Shit,
shit."
they had a wide vagina.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure after that 5th
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freaking.
You can just. Never mind.
How's your sex life, Rick?
I I can't speak on current things.
Why?
I speak on past things because people
When's
watch
the last time you
this.
had sex?
People watch
People
this.
watch
last
it,
time
Boo
you-
Dram.
People watch this.
Yes.
I'm out there in the world now.
Yeah.
I don't have a somebody where I could just talk reckless about the past.
Okay.
If I say certain things here,
Past week,
certain
past
people
month.
see it.
No. Because look, if
You're
he's-
not hearing me.
because if he says yesterday,
I know. I
And-
get what's happening.
Yeah,
But I think
so
you
why
can give
would
a
I do that?
ballpark.
No.
You could say, okay, you're not celibate. That's all I wanted to know.
No.
I am.
Shannon
Well, you
always
should be.
tryna-
It's baby 3 weeks ago. You have to wait, Tim.
Oh, I know. I mean, I be making jokes and shit. Like, you know, she'll be walking around.
Oh my gosh, guys.
What?
I got a I got my first rub and tug. You don't call it that. You call it happy endings.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was a little annoyed at the interrupt.
Okay, sorry.
Best interrupt possible.
No. Yes.
The
Fuck.
best interrupt
fuck
possible.
whatever I was
Well,
about to say.
that reason I wanted to say that is because I'm like, oh well, you know, if your partner's out for a long period of time and
Right.
like, you know, being able to utilize a professional, if that's
Boo Dram, this is an amazing topic,
Yeah.
and I love this because
I don't want to talk about anything else.
I completely
for the rest
forgot
of the
it. Delete the rest of the episode. Fuck the baby shit. One, I remember you saying in the past that you wouldn't mind Jared going and getting a happy ending.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, please walk us up to the point where Jared was like, cool, you do that too. Tell me if also Jared has done the same.
Yes.
And also tell me about your experience. Go.
I think you're gonna like it. It's bizarre though. It's not a happy ending one.
Okay.
It's one of those ones where there's this meme I saw where it's like trying to decide if my friend's fucked up story is funny or very sad. So just gear up for that.
Okay.
But also, two things can be true at the same time.
Right.
If it's too sad, I'm gonna act like it's not funny. I'm gonna laugh later.
We were in Palm Springs for my birthday. I wanted to get a massage. The way I like to be touched though is like this.
Okay.
So I don't actually like massages. I like very light, whisper soft, accent aigu touching. That's it.
Accent goo?
Yeah, it's a French. I think it's French for
Oh, I was
apostrophe.
like, what is accented goo?
Accent aigu? I think. Don't quote me. I think it's French for an apostrophe. Just like, you know what I mean? Like that's what I like. So I got one for my birthday.
Oh, that's
So we-
pretty actually.
So the hotel that we're at,
Accent goo.
accent aigu,
Apostrophe. Go. Sorry.
$300 for a 1 hour massage. I was like, oh, maybe we could do better. Found somewhere in town that was $90 for 90 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm like, this is great. I've always kind of wanted, because I know people who have gone specifically to places like, I think it's like Thailand, where they're known for giving really great yoni massages. And I was in a position prior where I was offered a yoni massage, which is a happy ending massage, but like the pretty way of saying it.
Yeah.
And I declined it because the guy was creepy. So I was like, I don't want this. But I'm like, it would be nice for somebody who does this for a living, who's very good at it, you know, to show me different parts of my body. And I also think you can desexualize it. It's not about
100%.
it being a sexual encounter.
Like
It's
it
a
should be a
massage.
part of the
Exactly.
massage. Yeah.
It's a foot massage. This is just a different part.
That's
what
exactly how we felt after our happy ending experiences. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So that's where the story splits.
Okay.
So Jared and I both go in. As soon as I get in there, I can sense it's happy. I'm getting the feeling there.
And you have a guy masseuse?
I have a guy masseuse. Asian, maybe 28, maybe 25, somewhere
Oh.
between 25 and 35 years old.
Did he have an accent?
He spoke Chinese. So Chinese that I said Mandarin and he didn't understand me.
Wow.
So
Okay.
he just said Chinese,
Okay.
which I know is not actually a language.
Right.
Learned
Good for
that
you.
recently. Thank you. So I was like, Mandarin?
Maybe
And
he was lying.
anyway,
Keep going.
Jared's beside me. We have like a partition between us so he can
Okay.
hear me if I yell. And
Y'all
I know
in the
that.
same room.
Not the same room.
Okay.
It's like, this is why I'm getting happy ending vibes from it.
Okay. Separate room.
It was like, but all the rooms were kind of like divided by a thing.
Okay.
And Palm Springs is for the gays and the grays. So that's just what it is. And
Yeah.
so I just kind of got the energy. And then the reviews we read online were saying a lot of male masseuses. So Jared specifically asked for a woman. I got a dude.
Yes.
And he's massaging me. I'm naked, which I'm like, should I have done that? Did I automatically give the wrong impression? I don't have any clothes on, but he's doing it where he's like using the sheet, doing one butt cheek and then like covering it up. And then
Yes.
the other sheet, one butt cheek, then covering it up. And then like doing both butt cheeks. I'm like, okay, I know where the fuck this is going.
Quick question. When you two went into this, was it with the goal of getting both of you
No.
getting happy endings?
I wanted the accented goo. Jared just likes massages.
Okay.
But we had already pre-discussed it. So when it was happening, I knew he'd be cool.
You pre-discussed if this happens, you're not mad.
Yeah, like we had prior
Pre-
conversations.
like, prior, not
Yeah.
like before.
Like for
going
Jared's
to this
birthday,
place.
I wanted to get him a happy ending massage, but I looked it up online. They're very hard to find. So I wanted someone to come to
Not
the
as hard
house.
as you think. Go on.
Okay, I would love to maybe get some tips. I wanted to like order somebody who would come and do that. Didn't work out. So I just kind of knew when I was in there. Long story short, he gets rid of the shield together. I'm like, okay.
Wait. I'm sorry. I just need to be very clear. Before walking into this place,
No.
it was not discussed. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
We thought we were getting something very different.
Regular.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then anyhow, he's like massaging my body and he starts like my hands are up over my head and he starts pressing himself into me to be like, I'm erect.
Aha.
And so I was like, oh my God, okay. And I've been in this experience before when I was younger where I just wanted a dude to touch my back. And I'm like, I know he's going to want it to be more, but I just want a back massage. So I've been here before.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm like, not going to move my hands. I'm going to pretend I'm asleep right now.
Yeah.
And then it'll go away.
Right.
So then he flips me over. I have incredible boobs right now.
Uh-huh.
Like stupid incredible.
You're
so
breastfeeding?
yes,
Okay.
exactly why. So then he's like, and then starts like getting really close with his mouth. And so then I was like,
On your boobs or mouth?
on my boobs, like
Okay.
kind of in the vicinity.
Okay.
And so I was like, no mouth. And he was like, shh.
Don't like the shh.
I did not like the
Don't like
shush.
Uh-huh.
So then he gets going, and I was just like, just no mouth. He's like, shh. So then he starts like, I'm like, okay, be open to this experience.
Yeah.
You're here, whatever. He starts going into stuff, and it was just very teenage. Like we talked about this last time, how nipples, I don't like the suck or the pinch. I
Yeah.
like the jiggle.
Yeah.
Maybe not anymore. This guy was doing lots of jiggling. You know, he was very jiggly. Everything was so jiggly.
You ruined your jiggle.
Yeah, he ruined the jiggle. And then he got down to my vulva area, was very jiggly too.
Jiggly with your vulva?
Very jiggly.
What the fuck?
So I had to cut it short because this was not going anywhere and it was getting weird. And then when I left, he like came out to say goodbye to me. Like we didn't have a moment. And on top of that, in the massage too, he took my hand and put it on his dick.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like as if like I got it, buddy. You know?
I see. So
Jared actually got a happy ending too.
yes,
but-
which he loved.
He said it was cool, but it was his grandma. So
Okay.
to your point,
He
it was
loved it.
very separate, baby.
You gotta say that to you. He loved it.
Yeah, to
So
your point.
You didn't get to orgasm.
No,
Mm.
no. And I didn't think it was great, but I wasn't closed off to like having this experience again. And I could see with a different experience how I might have enjoyed it.
I have a homegirl specifically who was, going to Thailand. She was like, I want to see what's up with a happy ending, right? And I've told this story before in the podcast. She was like, Tim, like, do you know where I should go? I'm like, I don't, red light district, you'll find something, right? She goes to a spot with a guy. She was like, wasn't really feeling it. And then went to some girl masseuse places, was asking, kind of trying to see who would be down. Got turned down by a couple of spots. Finally found one spot where a woman was like, yeah, cool. And then she's like, Tim, oh my God, she was so gentle. I loved it. It was amazing.
wow.
She was holding my hand and like it was like super intimate. She had like this amazing happy ending massage, right? And so I understand how with a guy masseuse is probably a little different experience.
I don't think it's so much it being a guy.
Yeah.
I think it's the place you went to.
I wouldn't have minded. Don't get
Because-
me wrong. I liked it being a man. I
Yeah.
think I did like it being a man. I think I just know that unfortunately, a lot of men don't know how to take social cues and will always take it too far. So that's the tricky line because it's like, you shouldn't assume like he was giving me like, and now my turn energy. Like, bitch,
Yeah.
I'm paying.
Yeah.
Right. We haven't really spoken to any women who have gotten happy ending massages from dudes. So
I know one.
do you?
She didn't like it because that was not on her mind at all.
Oh.
But the same thing, she just was like, oh, okay.
I'm open to this.
Yeah. But he didn't do anything weird. He didn't do any of that stuff. Like he didn't touch her with his junk. He wasn't trying to put his mouth on her. It was just a happy ending.
Just diddled her till completion.
Yeah. But afterwards, she was like, I don't think I liked being a part of that.
You know what's so
what I'm saying?
interesting too? Because afterwards we went shopping and it was like on
You and
my
the
mind.
masseuse?
No, I should have been. Shit. Damn well should have been. I definitely left there being like, you should have paid me.
Yeah.
Why did I pay for that?
Right.
But it was $60. So I was like, let it go. But we went shopping and Jared just like, oh, da, 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 like just moved on. And I'm like, how are you not weirded out by this?
Right.
Like you're just nothing? Like you just moved on completely. Then he was like getting upset because he's like, was this traumatic for you? I'm like,
Right.
no, it wasn't traumatic, but it's just like eventful.
Oh, I'll tell you this, Boudram. You know, when I got the happy ending, it was in Vegas, right? And
In 2001.
it was definitely before all that shit. Yes, thank you for. I mean, look, I say enough times on this podcast. In my single days, yeah, when I was on my bullshit. But I was in Vegas with a couple homies, and we were like, we gotta do this shit. We gotta do this shit at least once, right? And I tell you, first of all, best massage to this day, best massage I've ever gotten.
Wow.
Because not only did she give me a fire ass massage, she had one of those like poles up there, walked on my back, cracked my shit. It was amazing, right? And then of course, you know, they start doing so this is how the lady masseuses will do it. They will do, of course, yes, like you said, they'll keep the little sheet on you, massage a little bit, move the sheet. And then what lady masseuses will do is like, so my junk kind of hangs to the right? As she's on my like massaging my thigh, will graze the tip of my dick a little bit, graze it, and kind of gauge my reaction. I think that's what she was doing. So finally, when I'm on my stomach, they'll like graze the back of your nutsack. See how you feel about that. And I think as long as you're not like, yo, what the fuck? She's like, okay, he's with it, right? And then here's the funny story I always tell, where she's like told me it was gonna be like an extra 50 or whatever it was. So I'm like, and she wanted cash like then. And I'm like, oh, I don't. She's like, there's an ATM in front. I'm like, oh, okay. So I get in a towel.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's
so
a ruiner.
a little bit.
Still your best massage though.
It was. So I get in my towel. I go to the ATM, and as I'm coming back, no, as I'm going to the ATM, I run into my boy in his towel coming back from the ATM. So we laughed, shared our little funny moment. I'll go back in the room. So then, you know, she's like, she kind of taps my junk. She's like, you want? I'm like, yes. And then, but here's what's great about it, right? Is like the way they do it, it feels like, yeah, it's a little dirty. Because, yeah, she's like teasing and touching and stroking. And, yeah, she might do a little, yes, baby. But afterwards, you know, they clean you up with a hot towel, bring you a little water, and you feel like, why aren't all massages ending with this?
Yes.
Because it feels like I have been touched on every part of my body except my dick. And then finally my dick is touched. It's like, this is just right.
Yes.
That's a release. When I say it's sexual, it's as sexual as jacking off.
Yes. Plus. Like a jack off plus.
Yeah.
Well, I learned how to
little
give
plus.
full body massages when I went to school for sexology, and they like if you're doing massage as a form of foreplay, you do everything and then you do the penis. So it is the natural closer.
It feels like it should be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when Jared got his, and I know you've expressed a long time ago that you'd be open to him getting one, was that the first time he had like
To my knowledge, yeah.
word. And he had an overall positive experience?
I think he said that he had to focus a lot to get it to finish. You know what I mean? It wasn't like
Yes.
I think when you sign up for the right play, you guys understood.
Yeah.
He was like, and she wasn't giving up. But he said that with her, she was completely detached from the experience.
Yeah.
So it was just like matter of fact, like I'm massaging your feet. And
Mhm.
so I think that kind of made it maybe not as positive for a man. I think a woman would be looking for that. I don't want to feel like
Oh,
you're getting something from this. That makes it weird.
you don't want to feel
I
that
don't
way.
wanna feel
Right,
that
right,
way.
Right.
And you might like the fact that the person is enjoying it.
Probably, yeah.
If she was genuinely enjoying it and not just pretending to be, yeah, that would be cool. But
Yeah.
I'm
Or just
cool.
good
I'm,
acting.
I'm cool with the detached.
Yeah.
A nut is a nut. Okay.
So let me tell you, man, just from like after having gotten one and observing and talking to people, they're everywhere, Boudram. Literally everywhere.
Well, I'd like to find some. I'd like to try again, and maybe.
Well, I don't know
not
where
for
you
girls.
can go. Yeah.
Not for girls. But I will keep my eye out for you.
Yeah.
I need you as a friend to have a good experience with this.
Thank you. Yes.
Or why don't you go to one of these IG masseuses that be having girls butt naked on the table and rubbing them up and
They-
shit?
they
I
definitely
don't.
gonna try to
I don't.
smash.
Yeah, but I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be and then me.
Right.
I just want somebody who's very talented and very detached.
Yeah.
And maybe attractive.
But you don't want it to be a girl.
I don't. It could be. It could be. Could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm open to all sides.
We'll
Yeah.
keep our eyes peeled. Well, shit. Well, shit, Boudram. I'm glad you could pop in and talk to us about opposite ends of the childhood, childbirth, getting diddled.
We covered a lot.
I love it.
Also, the differences in wardrobe based on the climate, based on gender. That was a
I
fascinating
think that's what
conversation.
people will tune in for. I think that's
We
going to
gave
be
lots of perspective.
That's what I'll lead with. Don't you hate when you didn't dress for the
Title
weather?
the YouTube.
That'll be the
Video that
clickbait.
way.
Yeah, that's the perfect.
Weather outfit fails. and then if you happen to hear the jack off story, well, shit. Anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
I have a podcast called Lovers and Friends,
Yes.
and it's my greatest joy. Rick will be on it.
I will.
I don't think so.
No, for
I gotta
real.
ask you. I have a specific thing I want to ask you about, so we'll do that.
Oh, how come?
Okay, you didn't tell me what you wanted. If you would have told me, then maybe we could have did it.
Well,
But
because I wanted to be
whatever,
sneaky and
later.
talk about your trauma.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to, and then it would have been
Yeah.
a terrible episode.
How come video of my episode never went up on YouTube?
Oh, because prior to that, I wasn't allowed to, but I've switched. Now I should. Now I'm doing archives, the ones I wasn't allowed to, because I was with.
You got a deal.
Yes,
Yes,
and now
yes,
I'm with
yes.
Audio Boom, and I can. But that was some of my best episodes, and you came out after my most popular episode,
Right.
which is the submission one.
I see.
So that was huge. That's a good point. I'm going to do that.
Because I was like, I'm trying to watch myself. And it never
Yeah.
came out.
No, I'm going to fix that.
Okay, for sure. Well, hey, make sure you tune in to Boojram's episode or Boojram's podcast because she about to upload ours. And, if you don't follow her on everything, you should because she's great. And the legs are oiled up and ready to go. And, hey, y'all, once again, thank you for listening and watching the No Chaser podcast. We're coming at y'all from the Spotify studios in Los Angeles. We probably gonna do one more episode in this building and then we're gonna figure some other shit out. So thank y'all for staying with us on this journey. I'm Tim Chantarangsu.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
Thanks for watching. Bye.